What this management have tried to systematically do is bring in a set of smoke and mirrors just to try and break this union, because all the other things that Mr Smitherman, is wanting to try and introduce into this brigade. And that can only mean a worse fire service for public that you have joined this job to protect.
The dispute in South Yorkshire is the most important local dispute that the Fire Brigade Union has had, certainly since 2003, and I believe it's probably the most important local dispute we have ever had.
The FBO have tried to negotiate with management. They've put forward alternative suggestions to management's proposals, and they've been rejected out of hand without any consideration whatsoever.
What it's also about is an attack on your conditions of service, because if they can issue new contracts or the threat of new contracts for this, they can do it for anything else, and other brigades can do it for anything they feel like.
Personally, I live in Nottingham, so I'm commuting from Nottingham. It takes me roughly about an hour and 15 minutes a day one way, so that's 2.5 hours already. I'm out of the house travelling to work and back. If they change the shift system, then that's another 3 hours on top of my daily shifts. So I can be out of the house for up to about 16.5 hours a day just to come to work. I do enjoy working in South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue, and I don't want to really be in a position where I have to transfer to cut down that travel time, really, because it suits me perfect as it is.
12 hours doesn't directly affect me. My family's grown and moved on, but there are younger members in the service, single parents, women, men even, who are going to have problems with childcare. But the main issue, in my view, is not childcare. In my view, it's about the cuts in the service, the imposition of the 12 hours. No doubt that means there are going to be cuts, especially on night cover, to remove fire engines.
It'd be a very unpopular move to move from the current shift arrangements, 9-hour days and 15-hour nights, to 12-hour shifts. 12 hours, from my point of view, is a very long working day. And although I haven't got young children that I need looking after, I have got teenage kids that need me at home, and certainly we get into a routine which we've established over many years about how you look after your kids and what you do with them, and it'll have quite an effect on that. The other side of it, more importantly, is it's not just about, as the management says, a small change of moving 3 hours from here to there. The way they're going about doing it, which is to threaten us with the sack and re-employed on new conditions, obviously means that if they do it for this, they can do it for anything else.
I'm saddened and dismayed that the intransigence of our management not prepared to negotiate. All they're interested in is imposition, and it's just no way for a modern day fire service to treat its personnel.
Clearly 744 sackings is no minor issue for anybody. Our members obviously now don't know whether they've got a job or not come 1st of January. Obviously they will have a job if they're being forced to accept changes in the conditions of service. But why should someone be forced to accept a change in conditions of service?
It's frightening, but it's disgusting. We've even had management coming out on fire stations saying, if you're going to sign up to the new contract, you're welcome aboard. If you're not going to sign up, it's been nice working with you.
The FBO have tried to negotiate. The simple fact is that this management have not moved their position from the outset of this dispute. The FBO have put forward an alternative which was rejected out of hand by management without any consideration whatsoever. It was rejected, and I'm absolutely sure that that position wasn't even put before the Fire Authority for their consideration.
And I said at the start that this is the most important local dispute possibly ever. And you have got the full support of myself, of the Executive Council. We've provided a national officer, we've provided Daniel there to provide additional support to the local officials. But the fact is that you and the rest of the membership in South Yorkshire have to be willing to fight to do that. I want to be clear, I'm not looking for a fight. I know your EC member and your local officials are not looking for a fight. We want a settlement to this dispute. Unfortunately, because of the way this management has operated, we've not been able to even negotiate.
It's an outrageous way to try and effect change, and how they can justify something being a very minor change, a very small change, and have to do it by the threat of sacking people and re-employing them. Well, that just stands out that it's not a small change, and they don't value the staff and the way they treat them.
a valuable member of staff, their opinions are taken on board, their views are taken on board. This management have got no concerns whatsoever for our members' views. They've got their own agenda that they're dead set on achieving.
I've worked for fire service for 25 years and I've never ever been treated like this before in all my life. I mean, we've had some bad chief fire officers over the years, but this one takes the biscuit.
There will be people coming from across the UK to support you on the 28th of September. But just as important as them coming is making sure that you and everyone who is off duty is there as well, as a show of strength, both to the employers here, but also across the country where they're watching what is going on in South Yorkshire.
What's going on in South Yorkshire, it's the tip of the iceberg, and now what we've got to urge every fire and rescue service, every firefighter in the UK, is come along to Barnsley on the 28th of September, attend this lobby of the Fire Authority, and let's show them that the UK Fire and Rescue Service are willing to accept this bully boy tactics from management.